What's happening? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're finally going to be assembling the Civic. I know it's been a minute, but we've been sourcing parts from just literally everywhere. If you guys are new here, or if you didn't know, we're J-swapping this 99 EJ Civic. Okay, so in the last couple videos, I explained to you guys how we did the manual conversion on the automatic motor. Off camera we didn't explain it, but we did do some converting the harness over here and making it compatible with this manual engine harness. We also swapped out the subframe. That's another video there. We did a little bit of paint on the engine bay, getting it ready for today. The inside still stripped, ready to go. We also did source the clutch pedal assembly. As you can see right here, we still gotta fix the shifter box. But yeah, today we're definitely gonna be putting in the control arms, the coilovers, insane shaft axles, manual rack, sway bar. These were a pain to, if you didn't know, when you're swapping the subframe, you have to swap these little control arm bushings from the EG. So basically these bolts were off of one car, the bushings were off of one car, the sway bar and the bushings were off of another car. In total we are coming up on like 15 different cars that's gonna be all inside of this car. Okay, so right now we're about to start with the suspension. We're gonna put on possibly a time lapse, or we're gonna start getting out some parts. Got little governor coming in from a ride. But yeah, we're about to get started, start putting all these parts on, get the suspension done so we can lower the car down on top of the engine. Okay, so we got the subframe in, everything's complete. The next step is we're gonna put the clutch on the motor before we push the motor in the car, just to make everything a lot easier on us. Okay, so we get this clutch. Put the flywheel put on. Weird ass fucking looking flywheel. Go. Okay, we got the clutch on. One last step before we push the motor under the car. I'm gonna have to install which would be the passenger side mount. And I did have to make some modifications. And let me show you what I had to do real quick. Okay, so before I show about the modifications, first, this is the innovative mount kit for the J32 EK swap. It's going to be 6 pieces. The bushing mount for the transmission's already on the transmission, and I'll show you that in a second. But basically, this is the back of the mount. I'll say a torque mount. right? And this is the mount that goes on the subframe. This is going to be the driver's side mount, or no, sorry, passenger side mount, engine side after the swap's done, and this is the bushing for that. All right, so where we had to, obviously, we're gonna have to modify this plate, and we'll get into that probably in a later video. What's happening is the bolts barely line up with the bolt holes on the back of the engine. And also, once the mount is in place, I may have a picture I'll insert. But basically, it's sitting about that high. It's about a good 1.5 inches off. And also, once this mount is mounted to the engine from the top, it's also cockeyed and tilted a little bit. And I did contact Innovative. They never got back to me. I should have, honestly, in hindsight, I should have used a Hasport kit. If any of you guys are watching this, I wouldn't suggest using Innovative, just partially because, I mean, I emailed them and told them about the issue, and they haven't even got back to me. So to make this kit actually work and get my $510 worth out of it, I had to make some modifications to be able to fit this passenger mount, which let's show you guys real quick over here. So on some of the models of Civics, and I might have a picture, there's a mount that's right here. It's more of like an angle mount, I guess, and there's the 2 bolt holes right here, right, and they actually thread into the frame. Well, on this particular car, the mount was right here, and it was just a different mounting style, right? Either way, once we get this mount on, I had to weld and drill a hole in the edge of the mount, and we had to weld on a support over here. We also had to drill these holes out through the frame, and we had to drill out this top hole all the way through so we could utilize this bolt hole. So for the transmission mount, this mount that they sent out, there was no bolt hole right here, right? And there was no hole right here either. So I had to take this to a machine shop, and I had to have them drill and tap holes to be able to fit these bolts. So with all that being said, if I had to go back, I would definitely not use Innovative. Like I said, I mean, I'm basically having to modify all 3 of the custom mounts, right? Which kind of defeats the purpose of purchasing custom mounts. And like I said, I may have not had the exact model, but it did say, what is it, 96 to 2000 Civic, right? It didn't say, there was no mention of this mount or that mount, right? So whatever the case, all right, we're making it work. As soon as I realized that the mounts weren't gonna bolt right up like they said, then that was another roadblock that we encountered, along with trying to find the bolts for the subframe and all kinds of just random other shit. Like I said, I'm gonna put that the passenger side mount on, and then we're just gonna push the engine under the car, partially because I haven't had a chance to install. I'm gonna do like an I-beam so I can utilize a engine pulley system up here. I haven't got to do that yet. I mean, I'm waiting on Big Mike's Welding to get that piece in. And also, I want it to be more delicate. I don't want to use my tractor and just drop the motor in and scuff up all the fresh paint. So what we are going to do is we're just going to push the motor under the car, and we're going to lift up the car by hand and delicately drop it down, and then we're basically going to bolt the engine in by hand. All right, so first I'm going to put it on the engine mount on the passenger side, and then I'm going to set you guys up on a time lapse, and you'll see us pushing the motor in. All right. wanted to see real quick. Look at the cheap quality, innovative mounts. That is not a powder coating. Look at that, it's chipping. That's like fucking spray paint. Real great job, innovative. We got the motor in, we got the two mounts, anyways, the two side mounts on. I'm unfortunately out of time. I gotta go to work for the day. The whole subframe assembly's in, the whole J-swap in the car. So tomorrow before work, I'm gonna try to fit the axles in and get the coilovers and the knuckles on. That way we can actually set the car on the ground. See how it's gonna look. It's still gonna be on the stock wheels and tires.